everybody. What I'm gonna do today is one of my friends, let me get the big book up here, move this stuff out. One of my friends wanted me to do or show how I made my book of shadows. This is a big one. This is my big one. I'm gonna make a smaller version for something else that I want to use, but I figured it would be a good time to show you how I made it. So for this, you're gonna need your paper. You're gonna need, I got 2 pieces of this faux leather vinyl. Actually, it was a big piece. I'll tell you about the measurements in a minute, but you're gonna want 2 pieces the same size. For what I'm gonna do, I needed black paint, and I used this, I don't guess it really matters. They're both acrylic. I used this metallic finish royal gold and just regular black from Apple Barrel. You're going to need that. Pair of scissors, of course. If you want to make it bigger, you can have a hole punch like this one, or a small one for the paper. I also have a paper cutter. You don't have to use one. You can do it by hand. Also have beads. I'll show you about those later. Alright, you're going to need some, this is what I used, embroidery floss. It is not going to matter what color because it's going to be painted over. Your choice of paracord, I'm using paracord here because it's what I have, or you can use leather cording, that's up to you. Even with this, you can use the smaller leather cording if you can find it. This is just what I had. Oops, sorry, my head hit the camera. Also for the, let me show you. I'm only going to be able to do one side of the small one till I can get to the store. These eyelets, needed 6, 7 for this, for the holes. I only have 2, but I can still show, give you the gist of it. I bought them at Walmart. These are the Dritz brand, and if you don't already have it, you will also have to buy this, which is the eyelet tool. I'll demonstrate how this works in a few, but we ain't getting to that just yet. So I'll put that back up. You're also going to need, and I forgot to say, is a needle of some sort. And I have this one that just come in a pack of needles that I had. And also, depending on how particular you are, you can buy these reinforcement labels. Sorry for the traffic going by. I live right next to the road. To put around your holes to keep them from ripping. I'm not going to do that today with this tutorial, but that's an option. Okay, so the paper that I have, and I had it wrote down, and I don't know what I did with it. This was just like regular printer paper, copy paper. I just cut it in half. It measures 5.5 this way by 8.5 this way. So with the material here, I made it just a little bit bigger. You don't want to make it too much bigger this way, but for what we're going to do, you're going to want this to, and I may have made this a little bit too big, I'm pretty sure I did, but you're going to want it to fold 3 times, and I did. I'm going to have to cut it off. So, but that's how you're going to need to do that. Let me cut this material and start sewing it together, and I will be right back. Okay, I thought I would come back and show you guys how I start sewing this together, and then I'll just complete it off camera, and I'm going to want to tie a knot so it don't pull through. I'm trying to stay in the camera here. Y'all bear with me, I'll pull it towards me just a little bit. There we go. If I quit hitting it with my head here. Alright, so you're going to tie your knot on the end. You're going to want a fairly long piece, and you may even have to end up doing it twice. But what I like to do when I'm sewing this together, and these edges are not going to matter. Like I said, once you get it sewn together, it kind of all works out. If you're a little more OCD than I am, you can make them straighter, but I'm sorry I keep hitting that. This is what I do. Let me start on this other end. Alright. Because it's a little bit off, so, which that's my own fault for getting in a hurry. But what you're going to want to do, you're going to want to start your stitch from the inside so your thread doesn't show. So we're going to go in through here and pull it up till it stops. And the way I do it, and I'm not real particular because like I said, this is just for my use. I go around, I pinch them both together with that on the inside there. Like I said, it's not going to matter as long as it don't come out. And I'm going to go around to the back, and I'm going to want to poke through fairly even with that. You know, it doesn't matter. You can choose to do it wide across from it. Like I said, I don't see too well, so I just go with the best I can. And you just, oops, I've got a shorter piece. And you're just going to keep, I'm sorry for the shaking, this table's not real sturdy either. And you're just going to whip stitching it, I guess that's what it's called, around. It's hard for me to get the grip I need trying to show it on camera. But you're just gonna want to repeat this stitch all the way around. And you want to do it all the way around all four sides, and when I'm done, I'll come back. Alright everybody, I'm back, and this I know this looks funny. Excuse me, I'm hitting the thing with my head again. I know this looks funny because it's got the orange thread. If you like the way this looks like this, you can leave it. It's totally up to you. But I'm doing a like I showed you with the big one, I want it to look like that one. So this is what we're gonna do. I have my paintbrush. I got a little wax paper here to just put my paint out on. So we're just going to dab the paint. I'm not going to put too much at one time because I don't want to waste. Alright, and then I'm not really worried about getting it on anything on the thing because I'm going to go over it. So let me see if I can get this in this. I'm going to dab my paint on my paintbrush. Then I'm going to go around the edges and paint over the thread. And I usually scrub back and forth. That way it gets into the threads real good. And I'm not worried about it getting on here because we're going to be doing using a different paint, doing something else in a little while. But I will do this, trying to hope I'm staying in the camera. I'll do this all the way around. And once I'm finished with this, I'll come back and show you the next step. Alright, now that the black is dried and you can see where it is, I'm going to take my bigger brush, and to get the look of the other one that was in the first part of the video, we are going to take our Royal Gold Metallic, and like I said, these colors are optional. You can use what you want to use. Just put it out on the thing. And the way I do this, I do not, with either way, I did not wet my brush. I'm going to take a little, let's see if you can get over here. Take a little paint on my brush. I'm going to dab it because I don't want it real concentrated. And then we're just going to go like this. And you're just going to do it back and forth. just wherever you want to on the it's a little, I'm gonna spread it out a little bit because it's a little concentrated right there. Try not to get it that concentrated. Like I said, you just and you can crisscross. Try a different paintbrush here. Hold on just a minute. Let's see what I got here. I guess I'll keep using that one. Like I said, this is just for my use. Like I said, you don't want to, and you can start in different areas so you don't get the lines like I just got. You can and I just, you'll hear my husband coming out here in a minute. I just keep doing this till I'm happy with the way it looks. And when I get finished with this, I will come back and show you the results. Alright, I'm back. This is what it looks like after it's been painted. And you just need to decide which you want to be, the front or the back. I mean, the inside or the outside, excuse me. And because I have 2 knots on this, and I really like the way the other side looks, this is probably going to be my inside. I like the way the outside, this part looks. It does have one little spot, but it's going to be folded over like this and this, so it's actually going to be hid. So, and like I said, it's for my use, so I'm not real concerned about it. For me, yeah. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to mark our holes, and I'm going to take my paper that I've already punched the holes in a marker, because once I put the grommets in, the marker's not going to matter. So what I want to decide is how much room I want to leave on the outer edge here, and on the top edge I'm trying to make it even. We'll see, I hope y'all can see that. I don't really measure. I just kind of go by my eyesight here, and I just take my marker and I mark the holes. So I can see them, but you can barely see them on this, but I'll know what I'm doing. And you hear my husband snickering at me over there. So this is how we're going to do this. I'm going to use the 2 eyelets that I have. I'm going to have to go get some more to finish it. But I'm going to use the 2 that I do have to put on the front, so I can show you guys what it looks like. And let me see, I need to find a hammer. Bear with me. I'm getting a hammer. Sorry if the table is shaking. Alright. So I have to look at the instructions again because I ain't, you know, the way that is. And when you buy these at Walmart, it shows you how to use them and all that stuff. So, and I know these are going to be on the front. Whoops, I'm probably not even in the camera like I thought I was. I may have showed you this, but I think I was off camera. It shows you how to use the grommet, the eyelet tool and everything. So here's your pieces, and you'll notice the 2 pieces of the eyelets. These are going to be on the outside, so they're going to go in this part. So put that one to the side. And what I do is I just stick it under here, and I try to use my finger and try to set it down where I know it's going to be on top of that eyelet, like that. And then you're going to take this other piece and you're going to try to center it the best you can. over the top, and I'm not real good at this. And then you're going to take the other part of the tool and you're going to hammer it. I'm going to do this off camera because it's going to shake the thing, and I'll be back when I'm done. Alright, I'm back, and I got these two grommets in, and good thing about when you do this, the material's still in there, but you can just poke it out just like that. And for some reason, I always have trouble with these little things, the eyelets. I'll show you what I'm talking about in a minute. If you don't get them centered just right. Now see this one, you probably hear my husband's truck, he's going somewhere. Now see, this one looked pretty good. But this one right here, I messed it up, but it's on the inside, so I'm not gonna too much fuss with it. Now what we're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna take your stack of paper, and the paper I'm gonna put in here is gonna be a bigger stack than this because I want my book thick. So you need to decide how wide you want your spine, and that's where you're gonna put your other two holes. So I'm figuring probably 2 fingers lengths is where I want my where I want my the hole for the back side. So then I'm gonna make a dent right there so I can see what I'm doing. Well, I can't even see what I'm doing right there. You're gonna fold it over. I'm gonna give it a little extra because that way I can add pages if I want to. And let's see if I can get this straight. Like I said, I got it. I'm sure I got it all out of whack, of course. All right. Okay, so that's pretty good. So I'm gonna take my marker and I'm gonna mark inside that. Sorry, got the top in my mouth, sorry. So I can see on the inside. And what you'll do is you'll take your eyelets, you'll do the same thing. You'll want the wider part on the outside, which makes it look good. What I'm going to try to do is just poke it with this, just enough to get the paracord through it so I can show the whole tutorial. And then that way it'll still be small enough that like I said, it'll still be small enough that I can do the grommet and it won't make a great big hole. So we're going to poke these. Oh, it's giving me a hard time here. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Alright, and I've got to go over here and get something else to be able to run the the paracord through here, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. This is what I was talking about right here. And what makes it easy is, I can't remember what it's called. If my husband was here, I could ask him. But you'll take your paracord and it'll just twist on, usually. If I can get it in there. And I usually try to twist it enough that it won't pull out. On this end, I'm going to tie a knot. Alright, now, this is how we're going to put it together. Get my stack of paper. You're going to start in the back bottom hole. I've got it upside down. Hold on a minute. Alright, there we go. Thought it looked funny. Okay, you're going to start in the back bottom hole. You're going to pull it up through there. I think I'm doing this right. Yes, I'm sorry. Okay. Because I saw this on another tutorial, so I'm remembering. And then you just take your paper and you're going to run it through there. Lord help me. run it up through the paper. And like I said, it's going to have a little bunch on the outside because I'm making my, and I can tell now my eyelets are off. So you pull it through like that. Then you're going to take it and you're going to push it through the hole underneath. Like that. Ooh, that one's a little tighter than that other one was. Okay. We're going to pull it through. Like I said, this is going to be off, but it's my book and I'll just deal with it because there ain't no way to take that eyelet out without messing the whole thing up. Alright. So I'm going to pull this around, pull that tight. I'm going to come out here. Alright. And see, there you have it. It goes around it like that. Okay. And what I do is when I'm holding it, because you're going to want to leave enough slack that you can open up your pages. So I just like I kind of weasel my way with it like that. And then that's where I'm going to tie my knot to hold it on the outside. So let's see if I can get that knot down there close to that. Alright. Okay, and then you have that, and see, you can kind of mess with it and play with it to get to where you can open up your, and like I said, if you're real concerned about the holes tearing, you can use these little, you can buy these little things. I've used them on some of my in my big book. Okay, now that's how that part, and you want, I usually leave about the length of the book and then cut it off because hold on just a minute, I gotta go get my scissors. Like I was saying, you want to, sorry for shaking you. You want to, I usually leave about the length of the book. That way if you want to add pages, you have enough cord here to put on there. And what I did with my other ones is I have these wood beads. Let me see if I got a couple. I need 3 actually, but I don't have 3. Aw, bummer. Okay, I'll just use 1 then. Okay, and I just do this for decoration. Later I'll burn the ends to keep them from fraying, and then I'll just tie a knot towards the end like that. Leave enough that I can, and then there's your little knot. And what I do for the to close it, I actually left enough room on this side, that way it would be, you know, have room when I make more pages. What I did was, alright, this is the 3rd time I'm filming this, probably more than that actually. Okay, so what I was showing you, I had to go look at my other one to make sure. We do go in from the outside. I still need to burn my end. The reason it's not working out is because my, once it's tall enough, my thing won't be so far over. It'll be towards the middle. But what you're going to do is it'll just wrap around. Of course I'll need a longer piece, but I'm going to bunch this over just so you can see what I'm talking about. Let's see. It'll go around your book and come back over, and you'll make it long enough that you can put it down in here like this. I'll show you. And it'll hold it. Of course mine's not long enough, but that's how you do it. And I'll show you on my big book. see on this one, like I told you, I had a bead out here, and it just goes around, comes around my whole book, and I usually just make a loop and pull the bead part up through there, and just let it hang like that. And that's how I fastened it. Like I said, I didn't have a long enough piece of paracord on that little one, which I'll have to redo that, but that's that. Thank you.